Yeah, what are we doing here? Are we saying that gold medals just aren't enough anymore? Because like you could represent the United States, you could win at the highest level, you could be the best in the world, and people will still criticize how you smile, not your score, not your routine, but your personality. We got to talk about Alyssa Liu because like this isn't just about figure skating. It's about control. It's about image. It's about who we allow to win on their own terms. Now, elite women's figure skating has had this long carried unspoken rule. Like you must suffer for this. Stay tiny, stay quiet. Don't show too much personality. Don't look comfortable. There's plenty of documentation in the sport about weight scrutiny or eating disorders and emotional pressure. Teenagers usually like peak and then they burn out really quickly. And the aesthetic isn't just elegance, it was basically sacrifice. Like if you didn't look like you suffered for that medal, people question whether you deserved it or not. Well, let's be honest. Russia didn't just compete in women's figure skating. They engineered it, right? And under coaches like Eteri, a pipeline formed. It was ultra light teenage girls, high difficulty jumps, peak at 15, replaced by 18. It was efficient, it was dominant. Yeah, but it was very ruthless. You weren't an individual, you were a medal opportunity. And because they won so consistently, parts of that philosophy like became normalized worldwide. And and it was like if that's what winning looks like, then that's what must be the standard. But at what cost? Alyssa Liu wins. She doesn't look exhausted. She doesn't look robotic. She doesn't look manufactured. She looks like herself. She looks relaxed, expressive, comfortable. And then suddenly the commentary shifts. Too casual, not serious enough. Comments about her language, comments about her presentation. And it's fascinating, right? Like how quickly we move from celebrating excellence to policing personality. And she didn't reject discipline, she rejected the performance of suffering. And that's disruptive because if you could win without looking miserable, then maybe misery wasn't required. Let's talk about something that we all see. Still to this day, it's currently still happening at this moment in the Olympics, right? And the males are still getting those strategic questions or tactical analysis questions, and the females are still getting like how they're balancing it all, or how do they stay confident. And then there's this presentation aspect of it. Like women are styled, they're polished, marketed. It's framed as empowerment. It sells, But here's the thing: many Olympians, especially in sports like figure skating, are not making NBA money. They rely on sponsorships, brand deals, endorsements, which means like presentation becomes currency. But when presentation becomes currency, I don't know, authenticity to me starts feeling a little bit expensive. Alyssa Liu, the daughter of a Chinese immigrant father, and that should not matter at all. But let's not pretend like identity doesn't shape reaction in today's climate. A young Asian American woman represents the US and doesn't perform the traditional ice princess mold. Some criticisms start feeling less about skating and then more about expectation. It's subtle. It's subtle. It's coded, but it's there because once culture gets like polarized, even a skating routine becomes symbolic, right? But like she didn't politicize it, the reaction did. Something that always struck me as wild is Olympians are arguably the best in the world. Not the best in one league, the best on earth. Yet many earn a fraction of what like domestic, even like mid-tier professional athletes earn. And we crown world champions in American leagues, but the Olympics is actually the world. And still Olympians are like, they often have to rely on selling an image to survive financially. And that pressure, let's be honest, it just hits women differently, and it hits them much harder because they're not just expected to win, they're expected to be marketable, they're expected to be graceful, approachable, feminine, but still not too bold. And who wants to walk that tightrope? So Alysa Liu wins. She looks free. She looks uh, like herself, and it really unsettled something because it challenges three long myths. You must suffer to be elite. You must conform to be accepted, and you must perform the right version of femininity to be celebrated. And maybe this moment isn't political. Maybe it's generational. Maybe old systems, that thrive on control are no longer compatible with the new generation that values autonomy, right? Maybe the real discomfort isn't that she won, it's that she won on her own terms. And that changes the standard.